Which racing sim is going to strain your wallet the most? Find out right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. Thanks for watching, my name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Our series of Should You Buy videos have quite stirred the pot, especially the one about Race Room. Some of you took issue with us asserting that Race Room costs a lot. So we took some time to try to compare the prices of all the sims available to us in these golden times. Some words of caution here. We've left iRacing out as it's the only sim for which you pay a monthly fee. Also, we're working with the full price as special offers in sales may vary wildly. And last but not least, it's very difficult to compare the prices of the sims as each company has chosen a slightly different way to maximize profit, and trying to find one unifying way was incredibly difficult. Knowing you lot, you'll poke holes in our method about 3 seconds after the video's up, and that's okay. Maybe you can come up with a better way to compare prices, then we'll update this video. And we've left Assetto Corsa out as we can say that at any Steam sale you will be able to buy it for around €8 USD and you should not pay more than that. Based on the total cost of ownership, we now proclaim the cheapest sim is Automobilista 2, the most costly is R Factor 2. But the list may look different depending on how you look at it, like a 5-dimensional geometric figure in our 4-dimensional spacetime continuum, so to speak. Let me guide you through how we've done our calculations. On the one side, we have the base price of the sim, where Race Room is clearly the cheapest as you can download it and race a limited number of tracks and cars for free, even in multiplayer if memory serves well. Assetto Corsa Competizione, on the other hand, has the biggest cost for the base sim. Now, all sims have been publishing DLCs, and for the sake of this calculation, we consider the items you pay and download for R Factor 2 DLCs as well as the packs you pay for in Race Room. Both Assetto Corsa Competizione and Automobilista 2 have published 4 DLCs at the time of this recording, while R Factor 2 has published 7 bundles, 7 packs and 52 cars and tracks in total. If you want to have all cars and tracks Studio 397 has published, you will have to mix bundles, packs and specific cars while pulling your hair out trying to find out what you have and what you don't. And we won't count here the many tracks and cars they have published for free, but we know, and you should know, that they do that often enough. In any case, we didn't want to start calculating each and every car and track in R Factor 2 and only looked at either bundles or packs. We added the prices of all DLCs all together and divided it by the number of DLCs to get an average price per DLC. We then chose to calculate 2 results. One answering the question, what do I have to pay to get all content of the sim until today, and the other answering the question of what would be the average price considering you buy one of the DLCs. The answer of the question, what do I have to pay to get all content of the sim until today, for Race Room, it's €119 as you can buy the premium pack, and that will include all tracks, cars and liveries published until the moment you buy it. You can only buy this pack once though. After you've bought it, you will have to pay every pack separately. But no matter, the price for all content of Race Room until today is $119 at full price, less than half if you wait for Black Friday or some of the other sales Sector 3 has. Another special thing this time about Automobilista 2. It's the only sim offering a Seasons Pass that includes all content in DLCs published since it left early access and will include all content published as DLC until 2022. With a price of €90, it adds up to the quite steep total price of almost €130 for Automobilista 2 and the Seasons Pass. But let's continue with our way of adding up the price of the Sims. Based on the question, what do I have to pay to get all content of the sim until today, the cheapest sim is Automobilista 2 with a total price of almost 73 euro, while you would have to pay almost 186 euro to buy R Factor 2 and all of the bundles. And if you pay for every car and track individually, it would even be 334 euro and 50, but you most assuredly would not need to do that. Now, of course we know the total cost of ownership for Automobilista 2 is so low because they've only published 4 DLCs until now that average almost 9 euro each, but it's the same amount of DLCs Assetto Corsa Competizione also has, so there's that. And yes, as I said at the beginning, this comparison ends up being apples and oranges, but bear with me a tiny little bit more. If, on the other hand, you just take the base price and add one DLC at an average price, of course, Race Room comes up with the lowest price as they have an immense amount of DLCs out and the premium pack lowers the average price a ton. But we feel this is a good way to measure up price against breadth of the offer, Race Room offering a lot of tracks and series. And the one sim coming the worst would be, in this very specific calculation, Assetto Corsa Competizione. You have the results in front of you. If anybody wants the LibreOffice spreadsheet to play around with, just send us a mail at news@romrom.net and we'll send it to you gladly. Now, we wait for you poking holes at our methods because we are aware you can approach the question from different angles, and we chose 2 that we considered the ones that we liked most. In any case, Race Room is not the sim you would end up paying the most for all content, but close enough, and while you can get a lot of mods for R Factor 2 very easily, thus not being subject to having to buy any DLCs at all, as there are no mods for Race Room, there is no way to expand its content other than paying up. See, we told you there's more ways to approach the question. Be it as it may, we are living in golden times with regards to sim racing, as we have many different sims to enjoy, each having its own way of dealing with physics, immersion, and of course pricing. And we have, of course, our own way of sharing the joy of sim racing, which you can see if you check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.